For some transparency, I don't know what in the holy pineapple I'm doing, you understand? I got like 7 hours in Europa Universalis 4, and that was like over 10 years ago, okay? So yeah, I'm just doing the tutorial. This is more of a showcase in the sense of I'm showcasing the game. How does it look? How does it run, given my specific hardware? Oh, look at this. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. You might pick up on a few things, decide if it's worth buying or not. Then again, on Steam, you have a 2-hour window anyways. So welcome, it says. Nearly 5 centuries of history are about to unfold before you as the spirit of your nation. You have the power to choose how. You could conquer the world. Yes, I mean, develop your society into a flourish utopia or become an unrivaled economic power. Whatever you choose to do, history is yours to control. Okay, we know all about this shit. I mean, even I know about that, okay? You move around with this, bada boom, bada bing. You hold the tab button. What does it do? It zooms you right out. Okay, let's go to next. I'm not going to do a full tutorial play here. Game concepts are highlighted in the blue and contain information about specific mechanics you might encounter within the game. So like this one, okay? Look at that. Then you can go and scroll here. What I find happens, same thing in CK3, is you go here, you go to move, and it just doesn't, like, it'll kind of like, you know, do that. Even if you try, see? Now it's doing it. I can't get it to... Anyways, you get the idea. I can never get that to work properly. Kingdom of Norway. In Europa, you play as the spirit of the nation, an abstract representation of your country. You're currently playing as Kingdom of Norway, a country, with King Magnus IV as its ruler. The top bar consists of a few different elements. It'll stay here at the top of your screen from now on to provide you with an overview of your country. You may also notice that there is a date at the top right. This is because the game plays out in real time. I'm just glad that in real time, it's not 1337, but in some ways, with how fucked up the world is today, I kind of wish that it was. Don't worry though, we are paused, and nothing is happening. If only I could say that about our current world and situation. Alright, let's move on. The top bar, the leftmost bar, no, the leftmost section of the top bar, my goodness, displays your estates. You know, up here. And which are groups that hold power within a country. As a player, you're represented by a crown. Okay, I think that's, I don't know, it's some, yeah, there's a triangle there, whatever. We'll get back to the estates later, but for now, keep in mind that every estate holds a percentage of the country's wealth and power and has a level of estate satisfaction that you can track on the top bar. The distribution of power between estates will vary from country to country, with some countries having access to unique estates altogether. I love reading the tutorials in games that are really complex because it makes me feel like I'm smart, like I know what I'm talking about. Just pretend like this is all my knowledge and not the game, just, you know, okay? So the triangle thingamabobber. I can't find that exact little icon there, the crown, like that, the Norwegian crown. Whatever. The top bar, again, that was over here. Maybe this encompasses all of that symbol. It's all of this. Sure, whatever. Next, let's take a look at the resources and statistics in the top bar. This is the middle section bar. That was just, you know, standard stuff, right? Just like I did over here earlier. Okay. Where was I? Oh boy, this is good. Top bar. This is the middle section of the bar, which contains the most relevant resource you'll need to keep track of while you're governing your country. You will need to spend ducats for many actions in the game, from paying your soldiers to building up your cities, but truly, your most important resource is your population, as they constitute the foundation of your politics, economy, and your armies. Another particular important number is your stability. Very good. A measure of your internal resilience that will help you keep your estates and population loyal, and that you can use to influence the politics of your country. We'll visit the rest of the numbers when they become relevant. For now, let us continue. Europa, blah, blah, blah. Plays out over the course of hundreds of years. You can see your current date at the top right of the screen, which is also where you control the speed of the game. Time is divided into 6 ages. Right now, we're at the Age of Traditions, which will end in the year 1342 to give way to the Age of Renaissance. Within each age, you will have access to new advances to research. As mentioned before, the game's currently paused, so you are not missing out on anything. The main panels, now we're down over here. Government, economy. You could just push F2, F3. As you can see, it shows you the hotkey that's associated with it. Let us take a moment to go over the basic elements of the interface, starting with the tabs. In the top left, there are 8 different panels accessible from here, which you will spend plenty of time in. Diplomacy, government, military, geopolitics, advances, economy, production, society. Why did I read it all over the place? I have no idea. Hints. Let me give you a hint. Oh, I was wondering what. I was like, why is it so like fog of war over here? I'm in the middle of nowhere. I should be over here where it's a little bit more, colorful. Anyways, and I think I'm somewhere over here as well. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I should have been here the whole time. Would have given you something more picturesque to look at. Hints over here is really good, because this panel contains hints that are relevant to your current game situation. I love how Crusader Kings 3 does this, and there's like dynamic things as to what you should do. And that seems to tie in with the agenda, which I really, really like. Like I can click agenda, and it'll just give you like relevant hints. Like, starting advice for Norway, Pops demanding goods, building missing inputs, there's possible reforms. You have no allies, look at your manpowers, and then you can just kind of go and click to expand a hint. And anyways, just thought I'd mention that. On top of the game, concepts that you can find all across the game. Some key mechanics have associated hints that offer more detailed explanation, along with some suggestions. Hints can be consulted at any time in the hint panel. Open the hint panel. So we're going to do that. Just like that. This will be very similar to agenda, but this includes historical context as well as useful hints for your current situation. And there you go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Just hit next. Okay. Gameplay introduction. Euro 5 is a vast game that allows for countless different playstyles and possibilities, regardless of whether you fancy yourself a ruthless conqueror, a shrewd politician, or an administrator endowed with the touch of Midas. There are some fundamentals that every successful ruler needs to master. Let's take a look at them. Open the economy tab. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that over here. And then open the balance tab, which it did by itself because there's a markets tab, trading tab, but we're here now. Okay. As mentioned, ducats are one of the most important resources in the game. Most actions cost ducats, and very often your ability to impose your will as a ruler, both outside and inside your country, will depend on the wealth you're able to concentrate into your hands. The path to global domination is paved with gold and blood. Most of your finances are controlled from the balance panel. So let us take a closer look. From here, you can find an overview of your balance. The difference between your income and your expenses will be added to your treasury. At the end of every month, you can manipulate the different sliders in this panel to modify your monthly balance. As we just saw, the difference between your monthly income and expenses is also displayed at the top bar. Okay. Most of the wealth in Euro 5 is generated on a monthly basis in the land you own. Your locations. We will talk about locations later. For now, you can hover over the tax base number on the top left corner to see a disclosure of your richest locations. This is where the ducats are being generated in the Kingdom of Norway. However, those ducats do not go directly into your treasury. As the government, you only collect a fraction of the tax base by extracting taxes from your estates. You can set the level of taxation by adjusting the tax sliders in the budget panel. Notice how their happy face estate satisfaction drops the more you tax them, obviously. Estates do not like taxes. The maximum tax you can set forth in each estate depends on many factors, how powerful they are. Sometimes you might not even be able to tax a specific estate at all. For now, we recommend you automate. That's another huge thing that this game offers is automation. You can just automate a bunch of stuff. It's abso-freaking-lutely amazing, the stuff that you can do. Like, you can pretty much automate the whole game, and you don't have to play. No, I'm just kidding. Don't think you'd want to do that. Okay. Now we recommend you automate your taxes by clicking on the cog icon. That will tax them just the amount to keep their satisfaction over 50% as soon as you unpause the game. Automate all taxes. Yeah, I guess I've already done this. Yes, I did. I clicked it. It was like this earlier, like that, and then I clicked it. Okay. So next, monthly income. Aside from your taxes, another significant source of income is minting. You can freely mint to your heart's content to fix your budget, but minting too much will create inflation. Move the minting sliders to mint some shiny ducats. Yeah, so I had already started this, so it was like over here. There, see how it's like red? And then like I was just sliding it down. I brought it down to, whatever. Sure, I'll leave it there. Make sure you're not creating inflation. Go to next, monthly income. The other two most common sources of income are trade and food. Since those are more advanced concepts, we will not cover them for now. You can learn about them whenever you feel prepared in their respective hints. Let's go next. Unpausing, good one. Whoops, good. 1 month has passed, rather. And we have paused the game for you. You can see now that the numbers have updated in your estates. I haven't unpaused it yet. Calm down. How do I unpause this shit? Okay. The game is paused. Click. It won't let me do it. Whatever. Anyhow, you can see the numbers have updated and your estates are contributing to their taxes. Many calculations in this game happen at the end of the month. Let us have a look at the expenses now. Monthly expense right here. Many actions in the game cost ducats again the very moment you perform them. But even when you're not actively spending your ducats, your balance has to bear the burden of regular monthly expenses. You can spend ducats on increasing stability and legitimacy. Two of your most important stats there that we saw at the top of the bar. We recommend you spend at least enough so they do not decrease. The maintenance cost of your standing armies, navies, and active fortifications can become a significant hindrance to your balance. Reducing their maintenance during peacetime is a sensible idea. So just a budget slider to end up with a positive monthly balance. So then it was like one of those things where it was like, I don't even remember, to be honest. I don't remember touching any of this. Whatever, it must have done it for me. But yeah, you would just play around with that. Again, it's probably because they're automated. That's why. Perfect, you've understood the basics of balance management. Let us recap income, expenses. We're not going to do the recap. But who are these estates, I hear you ask, and why do they not submit to your every whim? Okay, the estates are one of the keystones of ruling in Europa Universalis 5. Not only are they the source of taxes, but they can be powerful assets when they are loyal, or terrible enemies when disloyal. Let us have a closer look at the government panel. That's this one here. Yeah. Open the government's panel. I did. Country tab. That's up here. I did. Again, this can all be automated. That's crazy. Like, what can't you automate? That's pretty wild. I might actually be able to get somewhere. Then let's click on the estates tab, which it's already there. Okay. The estates, keystones of ruling. Not only are the resources, but they can also be powerful. Oh yeah, I've already read that. My goodness, I'm tired. Let's go to the next one. Here you can see the different groups that control the political power in your country. The estates, each state has a percentage of, estate power, that symbol. As the embodiment of the nation, you are represented by the crown. Your crown power, if you will, represents your ability to oppose the particular interests of your estates. Namely, it allows you to exact higher taxes. It increases estate satisfaction and your support in the parliament. It makes changing laws easier. It provides a percentage of the profits of trade. You can learn more under here. Then it's got the estates that can be powerful assets when managed correctly, but if displeased, can quickly turn into an insidious thorn in your back. And on top of contributing to your treasury with taxes, estates are essential to the business of war, since you will depend on their levies to fight your wars until you can afford to replace them with regular regiments. However, if they're disloyal, they may start supporting rebellions against your power, potentially overthrowing your rule through a civil war. Finally, estates whose satisfaction is above 50 will provide different bonuses to your country depending on their type, while dissatisfied estates will inflict penalties, like the thorn in your ass. Those can't feel good. Estates can be granted privileges, which usually increase both their estate satisfaction and estate power, and come with additional effects for your country and your people. Revoking privileges will both anger and weaken the target estate, although that can be a costly endeavor that will likely ruin your stability. Despite them increasing the power of the estates and thus reducing your crown power, some privileges might align with your interests. Granting a few privileges in times of need can be a wise course of action indeed, if only to extinguish a spark of rebellion. No king can rule alone. Social classes. Again, there's that crown power. Thought I'd just kind of, show you that if I want to add a reform. I don't know what that means. Nobility. Oh, the Borg. Probably not the ones from Star Trek. All right. Aside from privileges, estates derive their estate power primarily from social makeup of your population. Your population's divided into different social classes, each of which supports a different estate. Nobles are supporting nobles. Geez, I never would have guessed. The clergy are supported by clerics. The burghers are supported by, you guessed it, not the French fries, by the burger. What the hell just happened there? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that was kind of creepy for a second. I was like, whoa, I'm being attacked. I just saw everything go black and red. It's like, The clergy, anyways, you get it. Burghers like the French fries. The commoners are supported by peasants, laborers, and soldiers. Your population lives and dies in your locations, that is, on the map. So let us take a look at them. The world of Europa 5 is made of countries. Well, no shit. That own locations on the map from where they extract the resources and manpower they need to stay ahead of their neighbors. If you zoom out, you will see country names appear on the map. Hovering over them will show you the country tooltip, and clicking on them will open Foreign Country panel, where you can learn about and interact with the country. Okay, so we're gonna... Whatever. Should I do... Sure, whatever. Denmark. See? Boom, just like that. What does he want? Can I change his hair like I can in Crusader Kings 3? Probably not. No. Hold on. All right. What happened here? Open a country panel by left-clicking on the foreign country. I did that. Yeah. Countries are nothing without locations. Locations are the heart of the economy and the politics of any country in Europa 5. They produce goods, generate taxes. They're also home to population of different social classes, religions, and cultures. Locations can have 3 different location ranks. A city. Oh, they start showing up on the map now. Okay. Towns and rural settlements. Different location ranks have different social classes, buildings, and whatever. Zoom in to see these locations. Okay, so let's zoom in. The most important location of any country is the capital. Your capital is Oslo. You will recognize it on the map by the golden star inside its location. You can double-click on your flag in the top bar to move the camera to your capital. You can also find any location by pressing F in the finder. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, so just wanted to move around a bit. Double-click. Bada boom, bada bing. Alright, I had to go for a minute, sorry. Not gonna lie, after 20 minutes of just reading tutorials, I'm like, holy shit, this is not like Battlefield. Just run, shoot a motherfucker to the ground, and then that's it, right? Wow. And this seems to be a lot more in-depth than Crusader Kings 3, which I thought was overwhelming. Sweet holy pineapple. Okay, so now if I click on Oslo, which I've already done here. For some reason, yeah, I think that's what happened. I had played this and then I exited really quick. Ships are moving even though, you know, the game is paused, whatever. You click on Oslo and then you press Control 1 and then it adds it to a control group. I feel so smart. Then that way if I move out, right, and I push 1 on my keyboard, it just brings you right over. Then you can just zoom in and there you go. Good job. Now pressing on the assigned number will pan the camera to Oslo. To empty a control group, you can either right-click or press Control and the corresponding number. Yeah, so like a reverse roll. So I can right-click. And, whatever. I can do stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. Let us take a look at the locations panel now. Any location is populated by different social classes. As we just saw, pops will increase the estate power for their respective estate. The amount of pops of each social class depends mainly on the buildings present at that location. Buildings can be built by you or your estates, and they need to employ a specific social class in order to function. When a building is built, peasants will promote to the necessary social class to fill them. Some buildings produce goods which sold to the market generate the tax base of the location. Not all locations have buildings at the beginning of the game, but every location specializes in producing one specific good in their resource gathering operations, or RGO. What the hell is that? Raw goods and something else. All right. That is a special type of building that employs laborers to produce raw goods. Very much like building RGO, they will sell their goods in the market to the location to generate tax base. At the beginning of the game, most of your tax base will come from the production of RGO. You can learn more about markets here in the markets hint. Location tax base. It's going to be time for me to take a break soon. This is what was going on there just beforehand. Current employment, RGO level, output, profit, available laborers. Just kind of reading it so I can sort of maybe try to get a grasp as to what the hell I'm doing, which I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. That was that. That's this here. Okay. As we've seen, the added profits of buildings in the RGO constitute the tax base of a location. The tax base is then collected by the estates according to their presence in the location. Remember that you only end up receiving a fraction of those ducats in the form of taxes. For instance, the total tax base in Oslo adds up to 4.86, of which 1.13 from your estates. Click Oslo, hover over the taxes. Yeah, distributed among the estates. To see how it's being distributed among the estates. 1,900 burgers. My God. I only want like 2. Let us recap. Buildings in RGO in your location employ pops to create tax base. The tax base is divided among your estates who turn and provide you with taxes and levies. However, not all locations are equal under the sun. Let us discuss one of the most important stats of a location. Control. Among other things, control determines the amount of wealth in a location that's actually usable by your other estates. In other words, the tax base of a location is scaled by the percentage of control you have over it. The control of a location is directly dependent on its proximity to your capital. That is why your capital is one of your most important locations. It'll always have high control. That means that buildings and RGO in your capital will always contribute the most to the wealth of your estates and your country. You can learn more about this in the proximity controls panel. Hint. Map modes. Holy shit, almost a half hour. I don't even know how long the, you know what I'm saying, this thing is on. I might have to do like a part 2 or something to this thing. But honest, I'm almost done. I mean, it's not like I really showed you much other than I showed you the bloody tutorial. I'm showing you basically what it looks like. So if you're bored, you're having a coffee, you're eating your mac and cheese and a fucking corn dog for all I know. Hopefully that's where this video rather, gave you a glimpse. I feel like after 25, 26 minutes, we're going through all the different things. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not saying you're not going to get more out of me recording more, but it's going to be more of the same. It's just showing you all the layouts and how things work out and all that sort of stuff. Plus, I'm, to be honest, I normally only actually play a game for 20 minutes at a time. I'm pushing a half hour. I haven't even played the game yet. I'm just looking at stuff, right? Trying to get a feel for it in comparison to CK3, which I have to admit, that on the surface seems to be more my thing. This might be too much for my brain. I don't think I can comprehend all. I mean, there's just a buttload of shit. It hurts my brain. Thumbs up as always if you like the video. Does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and trying to make me more relevant in the search results. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half. I'll twist it. Break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great now. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And if I'm lucky, just maybe, I will see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.